You need companies need to have this compliance program or have visibility into their data almost at their fingertips. Those are the things that get me excited about or fired.
That was Vince Walden, CEO of Kona AI. This is Tom Fox. Welcome to the award-winning Data-Driven Compliance. In this podcast, we will discuss how to use data to improve and enhance the effectiveness of your compliance program, creating greater business efficiency, all leading to more return on investment for your compliance program. Join host Tom Fox as he explores how data will drive your compliance program to the next level. This podcast is sponsored by Kona AI, and now a word about Kona AI. Kona AI is the leading AI-driven solution for anti-corruption, risk, and compliance professionals. Our easy-to-use software and flexible, secure deployment models drive fact-based decisions that focus on the risk areas that matter to the regulators and your business. Whether you are looking for a solution that sits in the cloud or on premises, Kona AI returns lost money to your company's balance sheet and spots high-risk payments to third parties in half the time and half the cost. Conduct better evidence-based risk assessment. Reduce investigations costs. Enable your compliance team to present risk in a timely, data-driven, fact-based manner. Register for your free demo at konaai.com or email info@konaai.com. Today we look at some of the basic reasons why you need to have a data-driven compliance program, what it means to have moved from cutting edge to best practices, and how data analytics will simply be table stakes for your compliance program going forward. As I've said several times in this podcast series, the Department of Justice has made clear that data analytics and data-driven monitoring are the wave of the future. In 2023, the DOJ emphasized the significance of effective compliance programs, highlighting the role of data analytics and a technology-driven approach. Data-driven compliance helps companies and compliance professionals gain insights into their own data to make better and more informed decisions and improve your overall compliance culture. Data-driven compliance should be designed to identify hidden money, prevent improper payments, and improve overall business efficiency. The key is the ability to facilitate collaboration and data sharing without compromising privacy or security and thereby enhancing the performance of predictive models. As we know, prevention comes through predictive models. And if you can move to a prevent mode, you're going to be ahead of the crowd. In the 2023 Alpamar FCPA enforcement action, the DOJ said for the first time that data-driven compliance is now part of the requirements of an effective compliance program. By leveraging data and data analytics, compliance professionals can more effectively manage risks, improve compliance culture, investigate issues, and ultimately keep your company out of trouble. A robust data analytics program will also contribute to making your business run better by identifying hidden monies, stopping improper payments, and, as I've said, enhancing overall business efficiency. Corporate compliance programs must have visibility into their data readily available. This accessibility is crucial for not only making informed decisions and quickly identifying potential compliance issues, but it's been a requirement for compliance programs and compliance professionals since at least the 2020 update to the evaluation of corporate compliance programs. It is critical for companies to assess their data, search vendors, analyze transactions, run corruption and fraud tests, and even evaluate the predictive models I mentioned earlier. This quick access to data can make all the difference in determining whether a company needs to disclose a compliance program or not. One of the challenges in implementing data-driven compliance is a trade-off between cost and effectiveness. In the past, data analytics and continuous monitoring were expensive, making it difficult for companies to commit resources to these initiatives. However, as data analytics becomes more cost-effective, it will become increasingly popular in organizations. The risk of not implementing data driven compliance programs is relatively high in today's regulatory landscape. As I mentioned, the Albemarle FCPA enforcement action would seem to say that compliance programs are now simply best practices. Companies need to be proactive in leveraging technology and data analytics to stay ahead of compliance issues. A data driven solution not only keeps companies out of trouble, but will make your business run better. This will allow the compliance professionals in your organization to spearhead initiatives around business transparency, especially in relation to third parties, employee activities, and distributors. By leveraging data analytics, companies can identify hidden money, prevent payment, improper and even illegal payments, and once again, drive business efficiency so that your company is more profitable and more efficient. In today's regulatory environment, the risk for not adopting data-driven compliance approach is high, making solutions essential for your company. Obviously, the thoughts of Nicole Argentieri, the acting assistant attorney general for the criminal division, as she articulated back in November, are critical. She stated, "I'd now like to turn to our use of data. In the criminal division, we are going above and beyond in our efforts to combat white-collar crime. We're not just waiting for companies to self-report or witnesses to come forward, or for anomalies to reveal themselves on a one-off basis. Let me be the first to tell you that we have proactively used data to generate FCPA cases, and we've just gotten started." Well, her remarks about what the DOJ is doing really inform what you need to understand as a compliance professional. If you don't get ahead of this information and you don't self-report, then you can't kick in the corporate enforcement policy, which is the presumption of a declination. Yes, it is presumed you will receive a declination if you self-disclose, cooperate, investigate thoroughly, and disclose any ill-gotten gains in the form of profit reimbursement or disgorgement, I should say. Well, if you don't have the data and you don't know what's going on, you're liable to get a call from the DOJ or a letter, or even worse, a knock at the door for a dawn raid. That's what the DOJ is doing with data, and that's why you need to be ahead of this as a compliance professional. The DOJ, Anselmo Guevara, the Director of Compliance Monitoring and Analytics at VMware, has emphasized the need for companies to have a compliance program that provides visibility into their data at their fingertips. It's no longer sufficient to simply collect data and have someone review and reconcile it. Compliance professionals now must actively analyze data for trends, anomalies, and potential compliance risks. The proactive approach allows companies to identify and address compliance issues before they escalate. But as with all new initiatives in compliance, one must emphasize the importance of starting a compliance journey with a formal risk assessment. Here, Guevara suggests collaborating with various departments within your organization, such as accounts payable, receivable, internal audit, business operations, to understand risk associated with these processes. By doing so, you will have a risk map of your business, and this collaborative effort will help identify compliance controls that need to be in place and ensure the data required for analysis is available. While low-hanging fruit may seem like an attractive starting point, you need to focus not simply on easy wins. You should not present a weak business case to secure budget approval for compliance programs. However, after conducting this comprehensive risk assessment to prioritize areas that require immediate attention, you should align your data analytics program with your business's overall risk management strategy. Data analytics plays a crucial role in enhancing compliance efforts by leveraging data analytics tools, strategies, and techniques, and compliance professionals can identify patterns, detect anomaly, and uncover potential compliance risks. I previously highlighted the business efficiency and greater ROI possibilities from data-driven compliance. This is important around validating suspicious transactions before they become illegal acts. It's essential to conduct due diligence and thoroughly investigate any potential issues to maintain financial integrity and credibility. I started off by this podcast by saying that data-driven compliance programs have moved from cutting edge and are now seen as best practices. The Albemarle FCPA enforcement action, and later in early 2024, the SAP FCPA enforcement action make clear of this. Soon, it's going to move from table stakes to it will move from best practices to table stakes for companies to effectively manage their compliance risk. By actively monitoring and analyzing data, companies can identify potential compliance issues, mitigate risks, and maintain their reputation for integrity. Collaboration between different programs and a formal risk assessment are key factors in establishing a robust compliance program going forward. As technology continues to evolve, the role of data analytics and AI in compliance monitoring is expected to become even more significant. It is crucial for compliance professionals to stay informed, continuously learn, and adapt to the evolving landscape of data-driven compliance. I hope you will consider taking a look at your data analytics program. If you don't have one, urge you to move forward to try and put one together, even if it's looking at something that may be that low-hanging fruit. But if you find yourself under scrutiny from the Department of Justice or the Securities and Exchange Commission, they are going to expect much, much more. Don't simply analyze gift, travel, and entertainment spend. You need to use data analytics to look for anomalies in marketing, in spending, in charitable donations, in your third-party spend. All of these areas are ripe for data analytics and for the compliance professional to use them to see if there's anything that stands out or looks unusual going forward. This is Tom Fox again. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Data Driven Compliance. I hope you've enjoyed my exploration of pattern recognition and pattern identification in the context of the Sherlock Holmes story, The Dancing Men. And I hope you will use some of the strategies, tools, and techniques I've talked about in this podcast to spot anomalies in your data. If you haven't done so, check out Kona AI. They are one of the top. I'd like to introduce you to the latest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. In this 5-minute podcast, you will get a tip with 2, 3, 4, or maybe 5 things that you can do. The Compliance Tip of the Day, now on the Compliance Podcast Network.